Woohoo! Woohoo! Hey everybody! Welcome to the Ogden Nature Center. My name is Brent, and for Wild Wednesday today, we're going to be talking about owl pellet science. Chances are you've seen an owl before, like this one, the snowy owl. But they do something where they make this thing called a pellet. Before we talk about pellets, we've got to understand the owl itself. So these special birds are birds of prey. And they're a special type of bird of prey called a raptor. They have these really impressive talons that they use to catch their food like mice, snakes, even other small birds. These impressive talons are really, really sharp, and they can squeeze hundreds, sometimes thousands of pounds of pressure. Some really also notable body parts to owls are these massive eyes that you saw me at the beginning of the video with, right? If you were an owl, your eyes would be the size of softballs. Whoa! Can you imagine that? I wonder why they need such huge eyes. Well, it's no secret they're nocturnal, aren't they? So they need to be able to see in dark times too. And they have these special cells in their eyes called rods. And these rods help them to get as much light as that they can in their eyes. What's also really unique about owls, they can turn their heads 270 degrees. If you were an owl, you'd be able to turn your head over your right shoulder and see your left shoulder. Pretty impressive. A couple other things to know about owls too is that their feathers help them to fly silently. They're really ruffled along their edges, which helps wind or air to pass through quietly. And all of these things help them to catch their prey. So once they catch their prey, the meat digests down their stomach, but owls can't digest the feathers, the bones, and the fur. So you know what they do? They throw up this pellet. So that snowy owl is throwing up all that stuff we mentioned before, the feathers, bones, and fur. That stuff that they can't break down. If you see something in the wild that looks kind of like a ball of lint, that's what that is you're probably seeing. So, let's talk about what you would need to do if you actually found a pellet outside and how you would dissect it. Okay, and I've got one right here, and before we actually do anything with it, let me put my gloves on. You can buy these online. They don't cost that much. I'd say $5 or so per pellet. But what I like to do myself, I actually like to go and look for them out in parks and cemeteries and see what I can find. Okay, get this glove on. So here's that ball of lint we talked about, that pellet. And I can already carefully see some bones poking out of this thing. So I got some tools here that are going to help me to dissect this pellet. And dissect means to cut and open up to look what's inside. As you get older, chances are you'll probably have a chance to dissect a frog or a squid. And today we're going to dissect this pellet. So some tools you'll need. Definitely need a toothpick. Tweezers are really nice to have. I like to have aluminum foil to carry my pellet. It also gives me a nice surface to work on, helps me to clean up later. And it's also really nice to have a bone guide. This will help you identify what things the owl was eating, maybe where that owl could have found its prey. So this pellet is a really special find to help us teach and to learn about the owls that are living around us. So as I break this thing open, I can see a lot of fur, so I wonder if it was chowing down on a mammal. Whoa. This is pretty cool. I'm going to use my hands to show this to you guys. It took me a couple minutes to get all the fur off of this thing, but it looks like I found a skull of a mammal. That's pretty cool. And this is a pretty large mammal here. It's got long orange incisors, which I know that means it's a rodent. Could have been a great horned owl. Great horned owls are known as tigers of the sky. The reason they're called that is because we like to think they're not afraid of many things. They like to eat porcupines and skunks. Porcupines are so sharp with those quills, and skunks are stinky. Not many animals like to mess with them, but great horned owls, they could care less. So if I was to spend 20 or 30 minutes, I could really get all the fur off of these bones and probably put this thing back together and try and figure out exactly what it is. But you guys can do this on your own. If you find one out in the wild, make sure you have some gloves like I've got on, and then you'll want to sanitize it. So that means you're going to want to take it home and cook all the bacteria out of it. So ask your mom and dad if you can put it in the oven at about 350 degrees for 15 or 20 minutes. And that should clean it up pretty good. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you get to go and have some fun dissecting your own pellets out there. Go look in parks, cemeteries, along rivers. Look for those little balls of lint and see what you can find out there. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great Wild Wednesday. Bye.